strange time in my life.
Wait a minute. That ain't right. Nope, something's still off. That's better. Alright, welcome back to the Basement Made Podcast, y'all. I'm Freddy Robbins, and you're taking a trip down my rabbit holes in my algorithm reactions. You ready to check this out? Let's go.
I'm from outer space. I got Milky Way from blood, evolution in my veins. I'm gone.
Accused, the Hampstead PE Hoax. Let's talk about this sick and twisted Netflix documentary. But before we get into all of that, if you like movie and TV recommendations, then just give me a follow. Okay, so back to the accused Hampstead PE Hoax. Now, this got uploaded onto Netflix a couple of days ago. However, I actually found out that this is a Channel 4 documentary that came out last year.
That's crazy.
Now, all I'm going to say is that this documentary made me feel sick. Like sick to my stomach. Anything to do with minors has already got me stressed.
Y'all know about
now,
the
this
Hampstead
documentary
kids? Look that
is
up.
just diving deep into how dangerous the internet can be and just social media in general. Now, it basically follows a pair of minors that were manipulated into this horrific story that went viral on the internet. They were coerced by their mother Ella and her partner Abraham. This was literally like a modern world internet versus a medieval witch hunt.
Wow.
Like the way how this documentary pulls you in, the anger and the rage that I had on this hoax, on the families that were destroyed. There was loads of families, but there were four main ones living in Hampstead. All of these children going to this Hampstead primary school. The stuff that these children were saying was insane, guys. Now, I don't know if you've seen this documentary. I don't even know if you've heard about this. All I can say is that this documentary made me feel so sad, guys. Like sad for the fact that even when the truth came out, that it was a lie, that it wasn't real, these families were still being threatened.
Crazy.
Threatened with their life. Some dude called Rupert from the USA jumped on a plane saying he's going to take his own blood samples from the family, that he's going to conduct his own crime investigation. There are so much characters in this. There's this lady called Sabine who was adding to it, adding on all this stuff online, basically rearing up the hoax. People were protesting and it was lies. Now, all I'm going to say, guys, is that this definitely made me realize that the world that we live in is actually quite scary. The world of, like, you know, the internet and conspiracy theories. Like, sometimes you do have to seek truth, guys. Like, we can't just be out here believing everything that we see.
Kids don't lie like that
on these things, because those families are traumatized for life. When I mean that, their children's identities and pictures
kids
were
don't lie like that.
all
Them
over
Hampstead
the
kids
internet.
videos are
when I mean that
crazy.
actual were contacting these families wanting to meet up with their children.
But are we really on a...
So, go ahead and leave your guys' comments about what your best conspiracy theory is down in the comments. Also, don't forget to go to and share and shop at basementmadeonlinestore.com. We appreciate you.
On a ball. Venezuela, Shmela. I'm wondering, there's other things going on here. We just found out that the European Space Agency gets also a lot of money, as does NASA. And the thing about NASA that's interesting is that, think of the word Satan for a second. S-A-T-A-N. NASA, N-A-S-A. The only letter that's missing is T. The only minus letter is T. T minus. What does NASA say when they launch? T minus. Now you may be thinking, what would the connection be between NASA, and Satan? Like, well, that's such a cringy thing to say, right? But what if what NASA promotes is in direct contravention to that in which Genesis says how the world came to be? There's a firmament, it will never be moved, you know. It says nothing about space and planets. So I'm serious, think about this. Like, this is why people think there's a deception that is a biblical deception with NASA.
It's all biblical.
T minus, Satan, ha ha ha. That's the question. Furthermore, you know how much money they get? Like, I'm talking billions and billions of dollars. There's homeless people, there's starving veterans, there's starving homeless veterans and people. There's people without homes, there's people living in trailers, there's people who aren't doing well. And yet, they're spending billions of dollars exploring space. What did they find, dude? Is there anything to show for it? Imagine if I was this agency that just got billions and billions of dollars. I'm flying around. I'm studying space. We're exploring.
Exploring.
What did you find?
People.
Well, nothing yet. Or did you find a CGI image of a galaxy a bajillion miles away that you literally say is a composite image that we had to enhance / edit so that you could? This is what they say. Google it. NASA CGI. It says right on it. They do it to make things viewable that otherwise they can't, like, detect, like they can't get a picture of it, so they make a picture of it. Now, what do you get in every store for clothes for kids? Dinosaurs, space, and Disney. Is that a coincidence? Go to the children's section with toys. Dinosaur puzzles, dinosaur out the yin yang, dino. And space. I want to be a spaceman when I grow up. What if space
have you been down the dinosaur
was a firmament?
Rabbit hole, the Disney
what
rabbit hole?
What if the waters above were actually waters above? What if the flood happened not because the earth erupted with water coming out of it, but water came through the firmament when it was open?
Amen.
You think that's far out, but we don't even know like a single thing. Like, think about Devil's Tower. It's from magma. We don't, like, well, that's what they say. So we don't even know about that giant ass freaking tree stump, let alone what are we on, dude? Are we spinning? Are we spinning right now? I don't know, man. And also, do people account for the curvature of the earth when they're flying planes? Like, I have a friend who's a Desert Storm operator. He was a friggin' tank commander, and he's a commercial airline pilot. He says, we don't account for any curve. Are you nuts?
I'm smart as fuck, they be talking like I'm the dumbest, but I know what they want from me. Dollars, lot of stock in me. It ain't nothing personal, it's business, and I'm a commodity. But honestly, Pop-Up will be turning in his grave the day I let someone else become the boss of me. When there's a boss in me, I'll be damn. I'm smart.
We'll let it play through. This is a good one. Remember the Olympics? What was that, 2024? Yeah, buddy. One night left.
Was it a freak accident?
So what you guys' opinions on what they were doing, mocking the Last Supper at the Olympics in 2024? Did you agree or disagree? Did you call it blasphemous, or did you not really think too much into it? Let us know in the comments.
Or a Travis Scott Illuminati sacrifice?
See, but I've seen enough. I took my time speaking on this topic because I didn't want to just jump out the window. It sounded like I was saying anything. So I took my time. Based off of the evidence coming from the people there, who witnesses say, and I
Yeah,
quote,
this one might be kind of hard to hear, and I didn't put no
felt
captioning on it.
like hell.
This is actually my
Like
video
hellfire.
from my TikTok
It
though, so
felt
if you go
like hell.
look for BMWO for life on
I've been to many
TikTok,
concerts.
you'll find it. You'll be able
The
to hear
picture
it.
that you see on Instagram with me and Travis Scott was actually at a concert some years ago.
If any of you guys are good clip makers, you're more than welcome to clip my stuff and link it to the video, and if I make money from it now, we'll work a deal out. I usually pay 10%. Basement Mid's also looking for brand ambassadors and sellers to make up to 20% commission on sales of basementmadeonlinestore.com merchandise.
A lot of y'all are starstruck. When y'all
But yeah,
can't
this
see
is about the Travis Scott
past the star
stuff back in
in front of your face,
2021, I
because
believe.
y'all worship these celebrities and you're starstruck. But the reality of it is, you gotta explain it, right? You gotta explain it. How you
Not
at
a fan of
concert
his music, really. Especially after that
in dead bodies
Astroworld event.
is all over the place. They say it's 10 dead bodies. But the people that was there were saying it had to be 100 dead bodies. Nevertheless, 100 teenagers, unconscious. As a matter of fact, 300 teenagers stampeded and laid out all over arena.
It was crazy.
And Travis Scott is still performing. Astro means star.
That was crazy.
You
Got a
can't make
couple
this
more
up.
videos of Travis Scott coming up. Watch this.
What's your thoughts on this?
Let me see.
The other side is a phrase for heaven or hell. Because take a look at this shit. There's people entering blue, like pure spirits, blue, whatever. When they get through that door, they're devils with horns. Do you know that the entry to the whole festival, which wasn't even just him performing, was his mouth? And then when you got in and you looked behind you, it was a dead version of him.
But when you don't think about it,
and also, did anyone notice this too? Anyone else notice that the stage is an introverted cross leading to a portal into hell? Not to mention that it looks like a fucking volcano. We can get on the topic of La Palma. It just all goes together, bro. This is scriptured bullshit. I listen to rap, but I'm at one with God. See you.
That's why I was just like, man, but when I do my shows, I be so turned, man. Like,
it's another level.
Yeah,
when Travis Scott's on stage.
Like, I'm not like the guy that got like, I had a backup dancers, I ain't got the drummers and that.
No.
I'm all about the blood. We gotta turn up.
The blood.
It's all about rage.
Blood.
Just like that.
Who's bleeding on stage?
I mean, I'm not bleeding, but the fans are like
I feel you.
giving their bodies to music.
They gotta tell you the truth, y'all, and what they're doing. They got to. That's why they do interviews like this. They have to tell you what they're doing, and it's sick. And they play it right in our faces.
At the very top of this pyramid is not men.
Who remembers this show off Netflix? This was the one Zach was talking about.
It's not.
I never did
right
watch it, but
$1
I'm familiar with
it. The Eye
it.
of Providence is the Eye of Lucifer.
I think we got a couple episodes of the conspiracy cartoon
in order to create
or
a
something
world
like
where
that. I'm
he
not
will be
sure.
worshipped as God. At the top of the pyramid, below Lucifer, are people helping to fulfill a goal that was attempted at the Tower of Babel. A world government where all people work together to challenge the God of heaven. Everything in life today is all about religion, but the truth is masqueraded by different distractions and illusions that hide the true fact that the true leaders of this world are creating a world where Lucifer will be worshipped as God and his son will be worshipped as a Messiah, the savior of the world. This is not about the United States. It's about the entire world, which is why everything we see today is all global.
Right. WEF.
That's the escape plan video, and Travis is wearing a Pearl Jam shirt. What happened at the Pearl Jam concert in 2000? Stampede and trampling that caused 9 deaths. Ever since I left the concert, I've been looking into the lyrics and all the songs that were played and how they were played.
I forgot.
Travis started with escape plan. There was also no escape plan to get out of there. This line pisses me off because she feeling anxious to be out where it's dangerous. You talking about Kylie, where everyone else died? To make it worse, let's look at Pearl Jam's tour concert shirt. This is the tour shirt from 2000, Pearl Jam, the same year that it happened.
Again.
Does that look familiar to anybody? And then Drake comes out to Knife Talk. Travis is not in Knife Talk. How does the song start? He brings out Drake to I'm a Mr. Body Catcher, Slaughter Gang, Soul Snatcher. This was a few minutes after Mass Casualty was called. Research the lyrics of the song he played during the set, Lost Forever. So questionable. And what do you know? People who've been keeping up with my post and the one I made specifically about Astroworld and Hell, what does that face look like to y'all? Looks familiar, huh? Oh, and Travis Scott's manager, Lou Taylor, is the same person that is responsible for Britney Spears' conservatorship.
If you don't see the footage, maybe it will help you understand why people said it felt like hell.
That's the Travis Scott concert in 2021.
Lucas!
11/09/2021.
How does your heart not break?
November 9th.
This is why they killed Tupac.
$2 million?
So yeah, that Travis Scott concert, man. What are you guys' thoughts and comments on that back in 2021, 5 years ago? Whew. A lot of stuff has happened in the past 6 years. And all these, this is a special episode. These are from my personal TikTok. You go to BMWO4 Life. Check me out. Give me some views, likes. I'd appreciate it. And then we're also going to view things that go through my algorithm that I save. But yeah, these ones, if you see the Basement Made podcast background on there, you know it's me, BMWO4 Life. Or is it King Leo? Not sure. Check them out. King Leo on YouTube, and check me out on Facebook, basementmadeonlinestore.com. You'll find a bunch of other pages, Lost and Found Ministries. That's what it's all about. In the end, though, is getting a church and wrestling going and being self-sustainable. But let's get back to why they... Tupac. Any fans of Tupac? I was a fan of Tupac for a little bit. Till you get ears to hear and realize you got portals, and your eyes are portals and your ears are portals, and it depends on what you take in.
And this person has nothing, and you can sleep?
Here's what they don't want you to know. Shows the richest Americans, the top 1%, made nearly 20% of all the available income in America last year.
There's no way that these people should own planes and their people don't have houses, apartments, shacks.
Welcome to Chartwell.
I mean, why have 52 rooms and you know there's somebody with no room?
Some people will say, well, they earned it.
But even if you earned it, you still owe.
The game is rigged.
They lending money to everybody except us.
They don't give a fuck about you.
It just don't make sense to me.
They
George
don't give a fuck about you.
This world is such a gimme.
More for themselves, push, less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They want to
Shop local at basementmadeonlinestore.com.
for all this. It's called the American Dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it.
Well, don't this sound familiar? Energy crisis here in the United States was exceptionally successful worldwide.
and we expect similar success with our upcoming food shortage. Our labor leaders have made great progress by causing confusion and work stoppages in all areas of the world. Financially, the dollar is being devalued even faster than we could have hoped. Politically, the public has lost total confidence in any form of government. The threat of universal war is a daily possibility.
Painted. Just wait, there is much more.
Oh, the flat
As you
earth
know, we
fell.
ourselves do not need to hold any
That's
visible
scary.
office of leadership. As a matter of fact, it's better that we do not. We control the finances, news media, food, transportation, energy. We control everything.
Amazon will soon
It is
have this
important
power.
that you, as world leaders, keep our program
Anybody
before
know
your
the name
country.
of this movie?
It explains
Without
cryptocurrency.
World Bank and computer program operational, we now have the capacity to control the financial affairs of every human being on Earth by giving each person his own computer number. Anytime his number is used,
Watch what
we would
this
know his
number
financial
is.
situation at once. He could not buy or sell anything without his computer number. It will simplify their lifestyles tremendously. The end result will be a one-world monetary and government system that we alone will control. Yes,
What about the people who forget their number or their cards are lost or stolen?
we've made provisions for that. By using this laser imprinter, we can painlessly and permanently affix the person's number to the back of his hand or his forehead if he so desires. The numbers would be easily read by this new ultraviolet scanning equipment. For the purposes of demonstration, I've had such a number imprinted on myself.
666.
Once this number is imprinted, it cannot be lost nor can it be changed. Now, are there any questions?
Did you see that
What
number?
about the individuals who refuse to have this number implantation?
We expect
Well, don't this sound?
One chance.
Yeah, let me know what the name of that is in the comments. And yeah, that movie. Used to be a fan of Kevin Gates, but there's a couple songs, man. He openly talks about doing rites and the rituals and witchcraft. And I had to quit listening to it. He does have a story, but man, it's let you know a lot if you really listen to what these people tell you. This was a Basement Mad advertisement. Again, this is my whole TikTok, BMW 04 life.
But once you come at me left, then my perception of you has changed for life. Because you didn't have to do what you did me. And you know I get...
Brand ambassadors needed, man. Can't do this alone. Come sell some t-shirts, make some money off of what you do. To up to 20%. We start you out at 10. BasementMadeOnlineStore.com. Let me know in the comments if you're interested, or DM me.
You're not good. You just know how to hide. Lie. Me, I don't have that problem. Me, I always tell the truth. Even when I lie.
For you?
That's I used to feel that way, but I really try not to lie. I really try not to lie. I have for pretty much a long time, my whole life. I follow not only man's rules, but God's rules, because if you follow God's rules, it just coincides with what is happening here on Earth, really. And, yeah. 10's a lot better than, like, 10,000 or however many rules they have.
I'm Billy Eichner.
And, okay, all right, so, and is this like TV or?
Yeah, this is like television, yeah.
What television?
Like Billy on the Street television.
Oh, okay. So are you an internet thing?
No, it's actually a TV thing and an internet thing.
I don't like your attitude.
Okay, I don't like yours. I'm on TV.
Who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit about you, bitch?
That was
Okay.
crazy. That's what Zach was talking about a couple weeks ago on one of the episodes when he was talking about Karens. I was talking about my Aunt Karen while he was talking about trying to make a joke about Karens that completely went over my head. But Aunt Karen, we still love and miss every day. But yeah, that lady there was a Karen.
I'm freaking out.
When people ask me to borrow money,
I got to eat beans the rest of the week. No, you ain't getting no $10 over here.
You ain't got to be eating no beans. I don't know why you.
I ain't got no extra money.
when
It's modern times. Everyone.
That's when I started on this trying to minimalist, trying to survive with as little as possible, but being happy and humble for what I do have and receive and get throughout life. Because I still work hard for everything I receive, but I do it within my means. See what the Simpsons had predicted. Again, they didn't not again, because this one ain't came yet. Makes you wonder.
He's doing it.
This is old. I remember this as a kid.
My pious husband is missing. The baby I chose to have baptized is gone. Mr. Thompson, what's happening?
It's the rapture, Shauna. The rapture. The virtuous have gone to heaven, and the rest of us have been left below. We were fools because we rejected God, tacitly accepting Satan. We must suffer through the apocalypse. I thought all religions were a path to God. I was wrong.
Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the light. Life.
To be gay.
36, 18, and finally 22.
Look.
Any gamblers or lottery players? We might have something coming soon. A raffle.
At this man, he looks happier than you've been in weeks.
Lot more honest than this.
All of his dreams are about to come true because he was brave and took a fair shot at the American dream by playing the lottery. Makes you think, huh? This could be you. Though statistically speaking, it won't be. I'm Roger, and I'm here to tell you about my Power Sphere Lottery, an exciting way to potentially win lots of money by spending what seems like a small amount that will in fact grow quite dramatically over time.
Yes, it will.
But you're not thinking about what playing the lottery for 20 years costs, right? You're thinking about how spending 5 today could make you 10 million tomorrow. Yes! Please keep thinking that. It seems simple.
I do not gamble.
All you have to do is pick a couple of random numbers, the birthdays of your loved ones perhaps, or maybe just your favorites, and tell them to a sad convenience store employee. 696969. That's it. That's the game. You just played a game, but if it seems too hard, just take your paycheck and plot it into a nearby shredder. It has about the same effect. Well, we'd like you to believe that the only thing preventing you from becoming a billionaire and following your dreams is owning this scrap of paper. In reality, you're 5,000 times more likely to get hit by lightning and 8,000 times more likely to be murdered. Neat, huh?
Real
I don't know, is
statistics.
it neat to find out I'm more likely to be murdered than win lots of money?
Work hard.
Fun question.
Invent, create,
Anyway,
think.
we like to say that we're
Outside of
selling
the
you
box.
the American dream because that tested better groups than calling it a
Lotteries.
tax on the poor, which essentially it is. You see, we actively target lower income households who have no other way to climb out of poverty. We carefully choose what types of programming we advertise on and place higher concentrations of ticket vendors in lower economics neighborhoods. The average low-income household spends almost 9% of their savings on these beautiful slips of paper.
No, I'm not poor. This is just... I only play sometimes. You know, it's a fun distraction. And 2 weeks ago, I was only one number off, so I got pretty close. Because that's how probability works, right?
Hey, for the purposes of my industry, probability works however you think it does.
Yeah.
Attaboy. Let's say you win. I mean, you won't if you play our popular Power Sphere lottery game. The odds are 185 million to 1.
I have yet to catch or be tested for COVID since March 16 of 2020.
Basement made bitch.
Hey, I was still really secular when I was making this commercial, man. And I feel some kind of way about COVID. I mean, this statement is true. I never got tested, so never caught it somehow. Fans, I don't remember this level. This must be one of them create your own levels.
He's struggling.
Yeah, that must be one of them create your own levels. Yep, I posted this one in 2022, January 29th, 2022. Was I struggling? Probably a little bit. But just getting closer to myself and finding the face of God and knowing what is right and wrong and coming back to Jesus Christ.
She made it. She's the one that makes everything look perfect because she don't care about nobody. And so she saw all the dysfunction in our family, so she said, I'll fend for myself. I don't need y'all. She left when she was 17.
Well, guys,
and she's the only one that seems fine, but the real issue is all she's doing is...
Investors look for disciplined compounding and steady growth. At Basement Made Online Store, we're opening our investor program. We offer a 20% annual compounding interest rate, guaranteed after 1 year of stock holdings. Your capital fuels inventory turns, best-selling reorders, and data-driven ads. Compounding means profits are reinvested to earn more profits. Start today. After the first year, interest compounds at the 20% rate. Rule of 72. At 20%, money doubles about every 3.6 years. We manage order sizing, cash buffers, and stock levels to protect drawdowns. Automation and cost controls help keep the curve moving upward. You'll receive transparent updates on sales, margins, and reinvestment cycles. Terms apply. Eligibility and program documents govern participation. Review before investing. Invest in Basement Made Online Store today. 20% compounding guaranteed after year 1. Visit our investor page to get started.
Fear-mongering. I'm programming you to believe you're stressed. Every state had their top cities within the top 100. Truth.
It's the return of the... Oh, wait, no, wait, you're kidding. He didn't just say, but I think he did he? And Dr. Dre said, nothing, you idiots. Dr. Dre's dead, he's locked in my basement. Feminist women love him and them. Chicken, Slim Shady, I'm sick of him. Look at him, walking around, grabbing his, you know what? It's the...
5G phone tower in plain sight.
This is how I know artificial intelligence is learning our language.
5G phone tower in plain sight. 5 grams phone tower in plain sight. 5 grams phone tower in...
That's crazy.
5G phone tower...
We'll only hear the word you are reading.
This is quick watch.
Fuck clubs, fuck partying.
Did you watch that last clip? See, I changed it. Used to say green needle and brainstorm. I changed it to green storm. Watch what happens.
Fuck trying to fit in and socialize. Rub elbows with everybody so people can stop calling you weird. Why are you so antisocial? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you staying on the basketball court so much? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you out there practicing in the hot sun when ain't nobody else out there? because I'm trying to get it. Why are you not clubbing? Like every time I text you and invite you to go do something fun and cool, you always study it because I'm trying to get it. Let me tell you something, homie. These women ain't going nowhere. These clubs, these parties, all this shit ain't going nowhere. The more weird you are is a reflection of how committed you are to focusing on your shit, molding and shaping and developing your ideas and your craft so that when it's time for you to make your rounds, you're gonna fly.
Tell him, Tyrese. So here's another clip of I think this is the show that Zach was talking about called Conspiracy. I don't know if this is the one or not, or if that last one was or not, or if neither of them was. So if you guys know the name of any of these shows or movies that I don't know, go ahead and leave it in the comments.
Every time a new baby is born, the Federal Reserve issues a secret birth certificate printed by a company called the American Bank. That way, the government can use people as currency to back the debt they have with the World Economic Forum, which owns the central banks of every nation on Earth. But the WEF is just a front for the Council on Foreign Relations, which masterminded the 9/11 attacks as a pretext to invade Iraq, take the oil, and install fast food chains to make people slow, fat, and easily abductable by the shape-shifting reptilian aliens it works with. Now, back in the 30s, FDR made a deal with these reptilians to exchange people for technology. That was the basis of the New Deal. But ever since, they've been slowly replacing all the world leaders to create a nuclear holocaust to make global warming real for their takeover. That's how they made up the Cold War, by sending Leica to space to bite Neil Armstrong while Kubrick was faking the moon landing. Now they're using satellite waves, contrails, and measles vaccines as mind control, and fluoridating the water to keep people's gold fillings intact so they can be sent back to, you guessed it, the Federal Reserve, where all the gold and birth certificates are stored by the real puppet master, the world monarch, who is himself only the servant of the all-seeing eye who controls everything in the world. Damn!
I don't got all my friends no more. Like, I could probably count my friends on one hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people switched up. A lot of people feel entitled. I don't owe nobody shit, man. I don't got
98%, according to MSNBC. Look on the news today.
Listen to what this man says. Watch and listen to this. Tell me if you think he's dropping facts. I think he's dropping facts.
People that have monkeypox are coming from the homosexual community.
And this is in 2022.
If you don't believe me, take your phone right now and go to MSNBC.
This was in 2022.
Well, they stopped the unvaccinated from traveling because they were afraid they might get COVID. So if 95%, 98%, maybe they should stop the homosexual community. But they're not going to do it, are they?
Monkeypox.
They're not going to do it.
Who remembers
Because it's a bigger
monkeypox
agenda.
for a little bit?
There's a bigger agenda.
He went lying.
There's a bigger agenda. You know what the agenda of the world is? It's to bring in the New World Order. The Bible predicted this 2,000 years ago.
Amen,
That
brother.
there would be a new world order. Where the nations would collide and they would force you to take a mark in order to buy or sell. You think this is funny? Read the book of Revelation in the Bible. That's why the Bible is true. You are already having all your IDs being digitized as of this year. Last year, your IDs are digitized. They're forcing these vaccinations on people. Why? To take away your bodily autonomy.
Aren't they?
By 2030, if you look on the United Nations website, this is real.
vaccines.
There's going to be a cashless society. And you know what they're talking about already? They're talking about microchips going inside, small microchips to track everybody.
Developing through technology an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean?
They're doing it in pharmaceutical
Where
pills.
are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform?
3 years later.
Individual carbon
4 years later.
footprint tracker.
You know, if you were traveling between 2020 and 2021, which I was, I traveled, and guess what they were doing? They had these scanners that would scan your forehead. You'd walk through, they would scan your forehead. And you know
the
the
mark
Bible
of the
says,
beast, but they're testing.
it says in the last days you're going to have a mark either on your forehead or on your hand. Is that ironic? How do
Just
you
like
think
that
they're going to
movie
scan
said.
you? You know what's going on in China today? video monitored society where everybody's based off of a social score. You cross the lane in the wrong way, you can't even access your bank account. This is happening in China today. It's coming to Canada. And now with this whole COVID nonsense, all this COVID nonsense, now they're coming out and saying that the unvaccinated are actually better immune to COVID than the vaccinated. Isn't it funny? I'm glad I didn't get vaccinated. I was telling everybody, I was warning you. And now, new scientific research, look it
I just
up.
didn't trust it. Operation Warp Speed.
Indeficiency syndrome is now one of the results. The person behind and funding these things, Mr. Banks, what's his name? Bill Gates? Bill Gates. I call him Mr. Banks.
Mr. Banks.
Reminds me of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Mr. Banks. What's his name again? Bill Gates. Bill Gates. He was already saying many years ago that he has to devise a plan to reduce the population. We have to reduce it by 15%.
Now, the world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
October 22nd, 2022, I posted that.
I'm just gonna give my body, they didn't test it long term. I know it was just tested for a couple months, but I'm gonna give my body over to this vaccination. Not sure if it works, but for the betterment of society.
More steps towards the one world religion have just taken place on September 14th and 15th, 2022, with Catholicism and Islam pretty much coming together and say, yeah, we worship the same God and we're brothers and sisters, just different paths to a different God. This is all falling under the umbrella of the uniting of the Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Islam, and Christianity, of course, but not the real Christianity. It's Catholicism that's being united under this one world religion. The big event that took place on September 14th and 15th was at the 7th Congress of Leaders of World and Traditional Religions, and it concluded on last Thursday. But before I get into that, I'll briefly just touch on and remind people of the Abrahamic family house being built in Abu Dhabi, where it's a religious center for Catholics, Muslims, and Jews to all come together and worship all through the Abrahamic religions there at this one thing. The reason this is important is because 2 Thessalonians 2:4 tells us that the Antichrist will demand the worship of himself and his image from everybody, and anyone who doesn't worship him, these people will die. Actually, they will become martyrs, because the only people who won't worship him will be true believers in Jesus Christ, which is not mentioned by Pope Francis at any of these big meetings. So let me read a little bit from this article about it. The world religions leaders today adopted the human fraternity document signed by His Eminence, the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar and chairman of the Muslim Council of Elders, Dr. Ahmed Al-Tayyib, and His Holiness Pope Francis, their name, not mine, of the Catholic Church in Abu Dhabi in 2019, and this came during the 7th Congress of Leaders of World and Traditional Religions, which concluded on Thursday. Some highlights from the World Congress of Religions: we note that pluralism in terms of differences in skin color, gender, race, language, and culture are expressions of the wisdom of God in creation. Religious diversity is permitted by God, and therefore any coercion to a particular religion and religious doctrine is unacceptable. So, as you can tell, they're not saying here at these events that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, the Messiah, the only way to heaven, because that would contradict Islam and Judaism. So it's uniting. Everybody's giving up the truth here. They're all just coming together to get along, to give up the truth, which is that salvation is found through Jesus Christ alone. Back to the article, it says, we recognize the importance and value of the document of human fraternity for world peace and living together between the Holy See and Al-Azhar al-Sharif. And then they mention 2 different documents that were resolved and signed into place by the UN General Assembly, as well as the Makkah Declaration adopted in Mecca in 2019. And these call for peace, dialogue, mutual understanding, and mutual respect among believers. So it's really the uniting of all these religions under the fact that we need to coexist together. And yes, of course we need to coexist together. But the problem here is that they're starting to aim it towards we serve the same God, we worship the same God. You know, these Abrahamic religions are just different expressions of God to different people, and that's an absolute lie. The Jewish people are stuck in the old covenant, not accepting the new covenant. Islam is clearly, the Quran was written 600 years after the Bible, and they're clearly ripped off stories Muhammad ripped off and manipulated to create his own religion in the same region from the same stories. I mean, Muhammad even demanded that the original manuscripts for the Quran be destroyed. Why would he demand that? Because to cover it up, obviously. So the one truth is found within the biblical text alone, within the Old and the New Covenant mixed together, the New Covenant, salvation through Jesus Christ alone. So really it was this document of human fraternity. It was signed by the Pope and this Grand Imam and adopted at the 7th Congress of Leaders of the World and Traditional Religions in Kazakhstan. It's the uniting of the world under a one world religion that the Antichrist will be the head of eventually. A glimpse of the 7th Congress of Leaders of World and Traditional Religion. Here's from Vatican News, and I was reading through this article and noticed something interesting, that Congress, the 7th Congress of Leaders of World and Traditional Religion, came to life in 2003 in the wake of the tragic September 11th attacks of the United States and following Pope John Paul II's second Spirit of Assisi meeting in 2002. So here's just another thing that came out of the September 11th attacks. Pretty interesting to note that. Worth noting about this interfaith meeting is that it took place within a pyramid. Kind of strange that that's their building of choice. Also, Pope Francis said that his goal for this meeting was peace and unity, of course. Very similar to
angels,
what we know in 1
craters,
Thessalonians 5:3. Peace and security is what they'll be saying, and then sudden destruction comes on them like labor pains on a pregnant woman, and they will not escape.
Like if it
and that's
was a
the
globe,
whole point, really, of this whole meeting, really, and this whole uniting of these religions together. Not that we shouldn't get along, and not that we should be out.
My generation got our driver's license at 14. At 14, had it.
That's a lot to take in. But some people just, their brain can't even comprehend it. They short out, but you gotta do your own research, man, and look into these things and what these people say and what they tell you. A lot of them tell you right to your face, and most people just don't even see it. It's crazy. Tom McDonald, I used to like a couple of his songs, but again, the ears and eyes are portals, man, and he has God and the devil on each side of his face. That's kind of what drew me into him, because I always wanted to get tattoos of kind of the same thing, not on my face, but whispering in each ear, and then the crucifixion of Jesus Christ on my back. I always wanted that tattoo. Heaven on one arm, hell on the other. And I don't got no tattoos though, so. But yeah, Tom McDonald he plays into that left-right paradigm, and Democrats and Republicans, and they're two wings on the same bird. It's a lot of the problem with it. It's all the problem. That and greed, money. Once you follow the money, that's where I started on the pyramid of figuring things out. Flat Earth was the last thing. That's what brought me back to Jesus Christ. It's this. Once I realized we are living on God's creation and God's creation of a living form on His creation, made from His creation, the dirt. And everything that we know and love and cherish, hopefully not more than Him, came from this earth by Him. So, and yeah, it got me back to Jesus Christ and why He died for our sins, and because we're born into a evil world, Satan's kingdom. That's why He took Jesus up and offered Him all the kingdoms of the world to kneel to Him. And He didn't. For us, I was worthy, you were worthy. And that's what a lot of people don't do, is ask the deeper questions of what is all this, because we're not just a speck spinning, floating through Earth. We're floating through space. With the water staying level, you can't duplicate level water. You can't duplicate nothing on that. It's a theory, evolution theory. Big Bang Theory and Theory of Relativity, which is gravity, and it gets you away from this, the true creation. That's why this, a clock, and a compass all share the same design. That's just the way it is. But back to the videos. Also for sale at basementmadeonlinestore.com. But back to the videos. Here's Tom McDonald. He does have some points.
Had a job at 16 and moved out at 17. Your generation is still trying to define what a woman is and living in your parents' basement until you're 35. My generation grew up on uncensored everything. Your generation censored everything. My generation shot guns, rode dirt bikes, and went camping for fun. Your generation stares at your phone all day and dances on the internet in your sister's underwear. My generation knew how to make decisions, important ones. Your generation can't even decide which bathroom to use. My generation wants the truth and the facts, no matter how uncomfortable they are. Your generation is so offended that the truth and the facts don't support whatever outlandish bull is floating around in your imagination that you've started labeling everything that you don't agree with as misinformation. My generation has 2 genders. Your generation has 89,347 and counting. My generation judges people on whether or not they're an asshole. Your generation judges people on race, weight, religion, sex, gender, financial standing, something that they tweeted 20 years ago in grade 8 when they were drunk for the first time. Your generation cancels everything you don't agree with. My generation doesn't give a about the things we don't agree with. Beat it, loser. My generation fights for the right to party. Your generation doesn't fight, doesn't like having rights, and doesn't like to party. What the is wrong with you guys? My generation is going to be able to handle the new music video that I'm dropping on Friday. Your generation is going to have a fucking meltdown.
I would rather tell you the truth and you think I'm an asshole than to tell you something I know is a lie, but you like me. And I don't want anyone close to me that's going to tell me what they think I want to hear, unless it's the truth. And we do this as leaders, we do this as friends, we do this with the people in our life because we want them to like us. And it's selfish, it's not selfless. That's the fucking lie. And a lot of people will believe, I just don't want to hurt their feelings. No, fuck you. You don't have any courage. You don't want them to not like you. It's not about them. Quit fucking lying to yourself. You don't want them to not like you. You liking me is not my first priority. It's not even in my top 3, to be honest. Now, if you do like me, great. But that isn't what's motivating me.
Yeah, if you like me, go ahead and press that like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Watch this. You could do this yourself. You cannot measure the top of here or the bottom of here on Google. The globe, Earth at Google Earth. But you can do the whole Pacific Ocean. But it curves for some reason, almost like you're measuring out this in the center of here and the center of Also go to truesize.com. I believe that's the name of it. And play around with that interactive map with true scale continents, see what you come up with. Yep, all these are on my TikTok, Basement Made, or BMW 04 Life. But you can measure all of this, no problem. North Pole in Antarctica, though. Here comes the truth. Earth's flat. See these maps? Admiral Byrd, look up what he says on the other side of Antarctica. How much land there is under South America, past Antarctica, South Pole. There's over land mass bigger than the United States, has no humans on it. Where's that at? Admiral Byrd passed away not long after making that discovery, and stating that statement. You could look it up yourself.
Do you believe in fate? No. Why not?
Because I don't like the idea that I'm not in control of my life.
Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because the world is not what you've been told it is. The Matrix is everywhere. Fact checks, studies that everybody believes.
If you like this content, like and subscribe, and there is also a Cash App there. If you'd like to donate or send some cash to Basement Made Online on Cash App, that's where that will take you. Or you could visit basementmadeonlinestore.com and buy some merchandise, some hoodies, t-shirts. You can even invest in us, buy some stocks in our companies for a compounding interest rate, and hopefully make some money with us and invest in us and our ideas, my ideas. Join the team, becoming a brand ambassador, make 20%. But yeah, so if you want to donate, Cash App, right there it is.
The news you watch, the way you've been taught to think, the educational system, the opinions of the people who love you. The Matrix exists to blind you from the truth. That you are a slave, Neo. They have imprisoned your mind. Anxiousness, depression, stress. The world is binary. Freedom requires you to act. Neo. Remember, all I am offering is the truth.
2018 I posted this.
They scared to face the truth because they hate the view. They taste the juice, I hope it make them puke. I'm breaking loose, should I throw up the deuce or should I wave the deuce? In 1982, my mama take me to a space shuttle. Say now I'm raising you, and ain't no baby food unless you go and take the neighbor's food.
You know God separated you for this time.
Lil Wayne didn't cuss one time in that part. That's why I used that part. There are some things that we're all secular at times and on our own journey, so. But that was good. I like that.
He saw you, and he said, I need to separate this one. This one is different. This one's gonna make it. So he had to get in the way. He had to stop what the devil was trying to do in your life. He separated you from everyone else. It wasn't that everyone else separated themselves from you. He separated you from everyone else.
Wow, why the
But if you want to chat, here in the next couple days or so, maybe a week, I might do a Zoom, and you can come chat with me on there for a couple hours, and that will be an episode of a podcast. So I will have that link on my Facebook, so if you want to go follow me on Facebook at Basement Made Online Store on Facebook, you can join me there, and I'll share a link if you ever want to come join the chat via Zoom and we'll have a podcast. Right now we're going to take a word from our sponsor and we'll be right back.
The preceding announcement has been paid for by the Basement Made Wrestling Organization.
Own a piece of authentic wrestling history while big corporations destroy the sport's soul. Basement Made Wrestling Organization is raising $1 million to become the proving ground for real talent and visceral fan experiences. We're offering 49% equity to investors who believe wrestling needs to stay raw and authentic. Here's what makes this bulletproof. You get a guaranteed 5% annual buyback option, so your investment grows even before we hit the big leagues. This isn't just about returns, it's about owning the future of wrestling before corporate sanitization kills what we love. Visit basementmadeonlinestore.com and get in the ring with us.
The preceding announcement has been paid for by the Basement Made Wrestling Organization.
Welcome back. Let's go. Here is Bob. Remember Bob? Did that Plains song with Eminem? Well, now you know why you ain't heard from him, but he's spitting some facts. Listen.
You say the earth was flat. I mean, you threw our whole career away and then just fade to black. You just gonna disappear and not address the elephant? Man, get back to the elements. This new shit irrelevant. I mean, you ain't even gotta ask. You already know. I came across some information and I wanted to show. I went to Twitter with a picture thinking niggas would get it. And then Complex wrote an article to try to embarrass us. If I knew this shit was gonna blow up and ruffle these feathers, I would've kept it to myself, gave Eric Dubé the credit. Astronauts was talking shit like they was trying to pull up. I took a step and looked around, the world was angry as fuck. I mean, bro, we could've played it off like it was all just a joke. When Stephen Colbert invited us, should've went there and spoke. CBS saw all the traction, tried to give us a show. But no, you turned all of that down cause you was trying to be woke. First of all, don't call me woke. I seen the shit they was plotting. They put Neil Tyson on TV to make a mockery of it. Yo, these shows be owned by Viacom and their friends. Why would I walk into the Lions Den, sit and pretend like they ain't threatened by my mind? Cause I ain't gonna comply. I mean, if I said the sky was purple, would it have been such a crime? Charlemagne the God and Lil Duval tried to tarnish my image. Could've just gave me a call. The whole music industry was rooting for me to fall. A nigga couldn't even go on tour. The venues wouldn't let me perform. I mean, you could've quit while you were ahead. You ain't have to make Flatline. And a part two, you're just asking for a bad time. You probably shouldn't have said all that shit about the Holocaust. Well, okay. And now the label is conspiracy theorists, anti-Semitic. Well, they're protesting shows, colleges canceling shows, radio stations boycotting, and they just pulled all my songs. I ain't mean to offend my fans, I was just asking questions. So many people in my ear under all types of pressure. Even black niggas was mad at me for questioning slavery. The Root magazine told lies on me flagrantly. Bill Nye took across and said you don't even science. How the fuck you gon' smack me built like Joe Byron? All I asked was why I never seen a slave ship. And they turned it into, Bob said slavery don't exist. Yo, they had NASA at my shows, passing out flyers. CNN sent undercover spies just to inquire. Yeah, that's that TED Talk. Yeah, Lumba, gobbledygook. I pulled up and then I just left with your swoop. Lumba, gobbledygook. This is what happened when you try to name snort cocaine.
Sorry about that background noise. Which one are you? What one are you?
I've been grinding all my life. Look, I'm married to this guy.
R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle, man.
Said I die alone. I told that she probably right.
One thing that's for sure, not a stranger to this life. Got a safe that's full of Franklins and a shoulder full of stripes. Don't know it like myself. I've been grinding all my life. I've been smoking.
So, yeah. If you don't know, our shirts do have AR functions, augmented reality functions in them. Some of them, like that Andrew Tate clip, is actually on the stops or the slave shirt with the computer. Yeah, like we do AR things. You can if you go to Basement Made online store on Facebook, there's old videos of it. And here's some of our shirts. Shout out to Mercules too. I like Mercules. I like a lot of Christian artists too, like Isaiah Robbins, Real Young Swag, Oliver Anthony.
And I don't know why I would waste my time, but I'm getting so high.
These are all of our shirts. Some of them are discontinued maybe, but most of them are still there.
I'm watching it burn right through the filter.
Scan the QR code, man.
Don't worry, you raised the gangster. I'm a survivor. It hurt me not being able to give you what you want since I was a toddler. Shout out to my pops, father,
that was
free
a funny thing when it was happening. 2023.
I think I like when it rains.
How do you think the media plays this, guys?
You told me to go to the light.
Some nice cars, huh?
It's like to feel
And I mean, yeah, anybody can look at them and think they're remote controlled, know that they're remote controlled, but there are people that would say that was AI or that it was real, and if the news told them it was real, they would believe it was real. And sometimes you just gotta ask yourself, what about when things zoom out and you see the real picture and the other side of the camera lens and what's beyond the perimeter of that little screen. We just need more community. But greed is involved. Greed and but this is how we do it.
Of any soul coming in since 1985, really I would say 1980, is an old soul. They are here to fight, but in a way that you don't even understand. They are here to reawaken you, to help get guidance, and they all must be centered. You cannot leave those souls alone. They did not come here to be left alone. If you leave them alone, they will come into the maturity of the animal body and they will fight and kill. They have done it before, they will do it again. If you guide them, they will not be abused by computers, they master computers. In fact, it kicks in their neuron centers faster. The sounds that you hear on the air in rap, the rap is only the soul that is very angry, and it needs to be angry because it needs that strength of, again, the, what do you call it, the gland of fight and flight. Can't think of the gland right now I'm talking about. It needs that kind of a quickening and awakening. But it also needs a time for peace and quiet. And you will find once they go through that, they suddenly fall asleep, and they sleep very deeply.
I want to make some music.
Because that is also to bring balance. But mark my words, none of these children are weak. These children are strong beyond belief, and they can take things that you could not take. That's why they chose this time of birth. They can be very good, they can be very bad.
If you ain't some type of crazy, you ain't shit. Facts.
Uh-oh. Are you one of them? Are you a believer in this? What one of the or do you believe in one of these theories here?
In Ohio, till they give me my turn. And when you play for survival, then the stripes get earned.
Shout out Chris Webby.
Do away with my rival.
I wanted to get one of them made, but
that if you can wait,
that just leaves Sometimes I benefit you, other times you me. Everyone plays a game of their own.
I was running.
Think you're a player, do you?
Running again
I play like the great ones. Take the authorities. Quite unceremonious, but they do have a few lively plays up their sleeves with the people. Every couple of months, they let them blow off steam. Elections, Black Friday, a new auto plant, the latest installment of Star Wars, the Super Bowl. And the people just gobble it up. But when people have holes in their pockets and nothing to eat, who's responsible for that? So now, without their beer and football, they need a sacrifice. And you can be certain that power will provide them with a patsy. And it'll be us. Understand? So that is the game. Here are people who don't care about themselves, and here's authority that doesn't care about them either. And here we are in the middle, who sort of owe something, but what and to whom? It's not clear.
How pure and simple. You're more naive than you look. But you're right in that we are like butter that is spread between a thin layer of caviar and moldy bread. Which reminds me of a fairy tale. Once there lived a poor wolf, and nearby lived a very powerful and rich fox. They grew up together, were in the same class at school, but now they're in different social classes. The fox's life was like a fairy tale. One day the wolf came to him and said, "Teach me to do it. I'm tired of my life and I want to play with the big boys. I want to live like you. Tell me what to do." The fox answered, "Don't sweat it. I'll fix up a place for you. You'll have a cushy job. You'll sit in a chair, quietly catch fish. By the rules. Don't fuss. Take a lot here, a little there. Anything will do." So the wolf nervously looked around and saw that everyone was doing the same thing. And soon it was all working. He caught big fish and little ones. One day the fox came to get his share of fish, but the wolf said to him, "Sorry, brother, this fish is stuck to my tail." So the fox went and unstuck it. He cut the wolf's tail off and unstuck the fish. Good thing the wolf wasn't using his for bait. That's what happens when you play by someone else's rules.
Why are you telling me your tale's here? If you're so smart, then maybe you know a way out.
The way out, my colleague, is through the entrance. It's time to get out of this game. Look, yeah, we have money, and what good does it do? There is nothing for us to do in this country. The number of alcoholics and morons is larger than the whole population. It's all polluted, education doesn't exist, and that new auto plant? It's not real. There's no other way than to leave and wipe this nightmare from our brains.
To leave? And who's going to let you do this? You'll never forget this nightmare because it won't ever let you wake up. We do have money. But whose money is it? Is it yours, really? Can you actually spend it? Or offshore it? Can you legalize it? Give it to your children? Don't lie to yourself. Don't be like the others. You're in a trap, and the trap will only open its jaws once you are good and deceased. We can buy our way out of a criminal suit, maybe a nice mansion, a few cars, expensive tutors for the kids, but that's about it. See, you're like a hamster on a wheel, no freedom to be seen while the system rolls right on. Why don't I tell you a fairy tale, my special friend?
So here you are. You've laid your fears and doubts on the bonfire for me to burn the hell out of them. Now I step out into the center of this effing coliseum with a torch and a gas can in my hand. In front of me, a crowd of naked people backing up against the walls. I'm in the middle of things, as you can see. And in fact, I am the thing. Oh yes, I created myself. I've put it all under my control. You get what I mean? It's strange. I actually exist. In the real world, I think, and I'm totally free of stereotypes. Oh yeah, my world has infinite possibilities without the daily junk food of television cliches. Without the catchwords and slogans that are imposed by governments, or by the boob tube, or by your precious internet. So here I am, right here, and I'm real. You're staring at your computer screen right now, but are you there? Hey, hello? And is there any way to prove that to me? And so it appears that you don't exist, and I do. I always have something to say. And what do you have to say? Think about it. Give me 2 brews and some chips! How revolting. Or, honey, I need to use the bathroom. Well, in fact, you sit on the can and text your lover. Or, pardon me, jerk off. Your whole entire life is nothing but lies, porn, domestic spats, internet addiction, and mobile slavery. Well, am I wrong? Now tell me, have you ever done anything that's actually out of the box? Never. And you want to know why you won't be able to? Because it lies outside your comfort zone, and you're packed into it like you're packed inside a reinforced polypropylene bag. You are slabs of meat. squeezed between your daily routines and your work. Next one in the line, please. Or am I wrong? Maybe I'm mistaken. Go ahead and correct me. For instance, could you give away your cell phone to some random person? Huh? Now that's a killer question. Could you go right now and reformat the hard drive on your computer? Isn't it freaky? Did you shit yourself? Do you know why you won't do it? It's because it would be like you're committing suicide. You don't exist without this stuff. Have you ever done anything at all on your own? Have you ever just followed your own decision instead of waiting for the order? Just do it, huh?
Leaders of planet Earth, if you have found this, it means that at least humanity has survived. Those of us living back when this was made have no idea what you've done with the world. We understand that you are under enormous pressure. The pressure to try and institute change from inside of a thoroughly corrupted system. But you made the choice to be a leader, and with that decision comes responsibility. So right now, speaking to you, as the insanity pushes us closer to the precipice, I want you to look in the mirror and say how you acted upon the oath you took. Did you take the sacred power granted to you to simply play the part of a game show host in another season of Eat Shit Laugh? Did you keep preaching about the rule of law while those seeking justice were mocked, ridiculed, or even killed in jails? Did you keep telling us how our economies were growing as you lined your pockets at the expense of massive inequality that crushed the standard of living for your country's workers? Did you keep dumping crap into the earth and sky until there was nothing clean to eat, drink, or breathe? Or maybe, just maybe, you said enough is enough, and you finally decided to fight the madness. All I wanted was law, order, and freedom. Was it really too much to ask? That people practice civil obedience and actually follow the laws that they pass? Were all your words about freedom and democracy nothing but empty marketable slogans for baseball caps?
What you think is coming.
Well, guys, I think that's about it for this episode. But if you want to be up on the podcast via Zoom, contact me. The registration, how to register, is on basementmadeonlinestore.com. We'd love to have you on. If you got a story you'd like to tell us, it'll tell you right there on the website how to register. And we'll be back with another reaction video in the next couple days. I'm gonna try and do it for a week or so, something like that, and then an interview once a month. I still don't have an interview for February or March lined up, but we're still reaching out to people, see if they'd like to come on. So yeah, this is gonna be it. This is Basement Made Podcast, my algorithm reaction. And I'm your host, Freddy Robbins. So thank you for joining us. God bless you and your families, and I hope everybody's staying safe. Whoa.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for their daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere. Their tears are filling up their glasses, no expression, no expression. Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. And I find it kinda funny, I find it kinda sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday.
She met me at a very strange time in my life.
With your feet on the air, try this trick and spin it. Yeah. You ever collapse if there's nothing in it, and you'll ask yourself, where is my mind? Where is my mind? Where is my mind?
3, 2, 1.
Happy birthday, and to feel the way that every child should sit and listen, sit and listen. Went to school and I was very nervous. No one knew me, no one knew me. Hello teacher, tell me what's my lesson. Look right through me, look right through me. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. The people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Enlarging your world. Mad world.